So Jason Rockman joining us in studio today.
Hey, guys.
We haven't seen in a long, long time. He was on show for about 300 years. And
400.
Yeah, seems like that sometimes, I'm sure. You're involved in a couple of different things. I want to start off with this one because, we talk about a lot this time of year, charities and giving and whatever. And this is one, when we said November, the first thing that came to mind was Movember, which is the grow the mustache and the whole deal. Yours is different. Yours is for something completely different. So tell us about it.
So basically, there's a company called Procure. Well, there's an organization called Procure here that like to encourage men to get tested for prostate cancer. Mm-hmm. And there's just a stigma around it still for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it's just silly. So they started this thing called Bowvember. They created these really, really nice bow ties,
I've seen
sets
them.
of socks.
They're great, yeah.
And they do these photo shoots with a lot of Quebec celebrities, and they didn't really have anybody on the Anglo side. And they were like, hey, would you be interested to lend your image and your name and kind of help us out? And I was like, 100%. Because, 52, I'm in that sweet spot where you should be checking that. I mean, men should be checking it, I think, after 40 even. So I was 100% in. And if I can help at all get that message across. I mean, I used to do Movember all the time. I just love the idea of men
raising awareness.
Like, come on, because if there's something like prostate cancer, if it's detected early, it can be prevented, it can be reversed, it can be stopped.
Yeah. And a lot easier to detect now than it was even 10 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, just from the first time I started growing a mustache for Movember 10 years ago, it's advanced. So, and it always does advance.
But you're so right about the stigma still being there. My papa, actually, my grandfather passed away from prostate cancer, and he was detected early, and he was treated, and he was in remission for like 15 years before it came back. But the earlier you can detect it,
the better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yet there still is that little, because we know the test is not the most comfortable thing for men to undergo, but there's a lot of uncomfortable things in this world.
It's not as bad as you think. Mm-hmm. If anyone hasn't done it, it's not that bad.
It's really not.
And, you and they give you good stuff too.
which is going to keep me from telling you, which will keep me from telling you my first story when I first had, a test.
Go ahead, tell it.
No, I'm not going to, other than to say when he said there's a lot of good stuff there. I knew the secretary at the clinic that I went to at the hospital, and they make you say when you're done, someone will pick you up because you're still kind of in the zone.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm fine. And I knew her son who I'd gone to school with, and she said, no, I can't. I said, I'm fine. I'm okay. My girlfriend is downstairs. There was no one there to pick me up. I drove myself home.
Don't do that.
I don't think I've ever driven that slowly on the Decatur Expressway ever.
Don't do that.
But don't do that. That's a bad thing to do.
No, you don't.
But it's really not a big deal. It does. There's nothing to it. And every 5 years, I guess, depending on when you first start doing it, you go again. You just make sure you're okay. So I think it's a great thing that you're involved.
Jason, how can people find out more information? There's some socks for sale?
Yeah, you just search Procure. It'll come up right away. And there's you can donate. You can just flat out donate. You can buy a bow tie. You can buy some of the socks, and all the money goes, and it stays in Quebec, which is great.
Yeah, and get tested. Cool. Get tested. That's part one of this. Part two, you're also involved in Mitch Melnick, our friend next door, in his little show coming up, which is called Bang a Gong. We're giving away something on this not that long ago.
Yeah.
So
Melnick ropes me into these things all the time. He's one of these guys that it's hard to say no to him, and I always bonded with him because I never ask him about sports. We talk about music. So when you're talking about music, he lights up. You're talking about sports, he doesn't want to talk to you after hours. So he started doing these variety shows and knew I sang, but I don't really do it much anymore.
Slaves on Dope.
Yeah, but Slaves on Dope's kind of like, it's like that thing where it's a little silly now to go up and scream and yell. Like, I'm not angry anymore.
But it's still, I like that. I like that you said that you're not angry anymore, but it's still very much a part of who you
100%,
are.
Like, 100%. But it's something that I still like to sing, and when the opportunity arises and it makes sense, and this makes sense. It's fun. It's not a huge commitment, and I really enjoy it. And I've had a really good time the ones that I've done in the past. So this time I leaned into it a bit more, and I put together a really cool band, and it's going to be fun.
Okay, so this is the glam rock era. I always describe these nights as sort of like your life in music.
Yeah,
like it takes you back to it, and you kind of relive it all that night. Glam rock, though, I mean, are you going to pull some Ziggy Stardust outfits for us, or how are you going to?
No, it's going to be more in the music. We're doing a couple of Stooges songs.
Cool.
We're doing
the Three Stooges.
No, not
Iggy.
the three.
Oh,
just Iggy.
Sorry.
Iggy and the Stooges. We're going to do something from Kiss, and we're also doing something from the Velvet Underground. So it's going to be fun little,
So beyond what you're doing as your involvement in this, we mentioned this too. I mean, there are lots of local bands, right?
Tons of local
all
bands.
doing little salutes to these people from that same era.
It's like an all-star, who's who of Montreal musicians that get together. Damn Truth are going to be there. Like a bunch of great bands. Sam Roberts was at the last one. So Melnick really does a great job putting these things together, and they're really fun nights. Like, I've never had anybody that's come to one of those and said that sucked.
I will tell people wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Because it is a long night.
Yeah.
It starts early and it goes into the wee hours. It always goes past the time it's supposed to.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't want to leave. Like, it's
No,
so
no.
fun. And it's like a reunion. You see people from, it's just an absolute, total, and complete blast. So we'll tell people you can get tickets at clubsoda.ca for that one.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the list, and I know we mentioned this once before. So if you grew up in the era or remember the era of T-Rex, David Bowie, Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, et cetera, I still remember seeing Iggy Pop at the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Wow.
And being literally, I mean, back then, the great thing about the Spectrum was you're standing on the floor, you'd be like literally a foot away
It's my all-time
from the
favorite venue.
stage to
It was the
see
best.
somebody.
I love that venue.
Yeah. me
And
too.
Iggy Pop never wore a shirt. I don't think he owns a shirt.
No, I don't think
And you'd be standing close, and an hour into the show, he'd be sweating, and
Yeah.
that was the cool thing about a place like that. And I imagine at a venue like you're going to be at, it's going to be an awful lot of fun as well. So
I'll have a shirt on though.
you will.
I promise you.
darn.
that.
Well, that spoils it for a lot of people. Hey, thank you so much for coming by.
Always a
really
pleasure.
Appreciate it, and
Thank you.
have fun at this thing. And for the first part that we were talking about, for everybody else out there, because you're involved in this, get tested.
Yes.
It's important to get done for prostate cancer, and it's easy to do, and it's painless, and do it.
Procure.ca for more information. And then give a quick plug for the work that you're doing with Comic-Con. So you've just wrapped up a season.
Yeah, we just wrapped up our con. Our cons are going to be starting. We have the mini show coming up first weekend of December, which is up at Palais de Congrès, which is just basically a merchandise show where people can come and shop. Still have the podcast going, Rockman Power Hour. You can hear it on iHeartRadio and wherever you listen to your podcasts. And yeah,
You're
just
keeping busy.
keeping busy.
And then some.
Yes.
You're busier now than you were when you were on Chum? Or?
No, I was always busy. I don't know. I just have a
Good
little
for
bit more
you.
time to lean into things a bit
Good
more.
for
but
you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, good to see you again.
You too. And congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. All right.
Aaron got married.
He
If
did.
people are
I mean,
just
he did.
tuning in now.
Yeah,
He
I
got-
did.
Stop
Thank you.
being weird about it.
I'm not weird about it.
You are.
I'm not.
It's totally and completely fantastic.
It's a wonderful thing. Very, very happy.
Weirdo.
Very happy.
Weirdo.
Thanks, man.